Bonjour tout le monde and welcome to the latest episode of my vlog. We're here in St Lary Soulan, which is in the Pyrenees in southwest France. Many people think about the Alps when skiing in France, but in this vlog episode I'm going to show you why you should think about coming to the Pyrenees because it's just as beautiful and a lot of fun. We start our adventure in the village of St Lary, and I recommend staying in the valley in the village because you're going to have a much wider range of accommodations to suit all budgets, as well as many more supermarkets, restaurants, cafes and shops for you to enjoy your stay here in St Lary. During the ski season, there is a navette gratuit, which is a free minibus service which will take you from anywhere you are in the village to the ski lifts. And it will take you anything from maybe 15-20 minutes or at most 45 minutes to get from your front door to the ski slopes. And if possible, do avoid visiting the ski resort during weekends, school holidays and public holidays because the place is going to be absolutely packed with locals. And you know what that means. Less time having fun skiing and more time waiting in line trying to get your ski hire sorted, trying to get a drink at the bar, waiting to be served your lunch in the cafe, or even trying to get on the bloody ski lifts because the queues are just so bloody long. However, as you can see, this video was taken on a weekday and it was so peaceful and pleasant, and this should be what skiing is all about. Enjoying the solitude of being in the mountains, seeing Mother Nature at her very best and most marvelous. And look, I have the mountain practically all to myself. Where are all the kids? They're in school! Wahahaha! And that's why you should come skiing on a weekday. I arrived at St Lary Soulan on a Saturday night and I skied on Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. There was a huge difference between the Sunday and the Monday and Tuesday afterwards because of the absence of locals, and you can get on the ski lifts without waiting at all. And when I go back to the hotel, I know it is going to be very peaceful because the place is nearly empty and I can go relax by the pool and there are no kids there at all. I had a mix of weather conditions when I spent those 3 days at St Lary Soulan. I had one day with very strong winds, and that was actually fairly unpleasant because it felt really quite cold, and when you got on the ski lifts, you were being blown around by the wind, and it made quite an uncomfortable experience when you have the wind blasting bits of ice crystals in your face. I had another day when it was actually snowing fairly heavily. Now don't get me wrong, I really love snow, and that's part of the reason why I enjoy skiing so much. But when it snows that heavily, it does affect your visibility and it can make it quite difficult for you to ski because you are dependent on the sunshine shining on the surface of the snow, showing you where the dips and the contours are in the landscape, so as you know what to avoid and when to slow down. And when it is very cloudy and visibility is very poor, it can be rather challenging to ski in those conditions, especially if you are not an experienced skier. But for the experts, they are not entirely dependent on having to see where they are going. They simply go into autopilot mode when they can't see very well. Now I'm gonna turn off the background music for the next few scenes just to show you how peaceful the mountains are. Snowing pretty heavily, as you can see from the snow on my jacket. Snow! Neige! I'm doing a video. And luckily for me, the sun came out and it was absolutely glorious on the last day. So let me talk to you a little bit about the logistics of getting to St Lary Soulan. In fact, there are several ski resorts throughout the Pyrenees that you can visit in that part of France and northern Spain, but St Lary is one of the bigger ones, and it was recommended to me by a friend who is indeed from southwest France, and that was why I followed his recommendation and came to St Lary, and I was not disappointed at all. The nearest airport is Toulouse. Now, Toulouse is in fact the fourth largest city in France, so you can actually spend a couple of days in Toulouse, and there's plenty to see and do in Toulouse, so you can have a combination of a city break and a ski break should you choose to ski at St Lary Soulan. From Toulouse, there are buses that take you direct from downtown Toulouse all the way to St Lary Soulan early in the morning, and they pick you up at about 5 o'clock and take you back to Toulouse. The journey does take 2 hours each way, and it is really for people who only want to ski for just one day. If you want to ski for more than one day in St Lary Soulan, and it is a big enough resort for you to spend a couple of days here, I recommend that you take the train to Lannemezan, which is the nearest town in the Pyrenees, and from there you can get a local bus to take you up to the mountains, and all in all it will take approximately 2 hours door to door from downtown Toulouse to St Lary Soulan. Be warned, however, that the local buses do not run that frequently, so it is necessary to check the schedule, especially if you are traveling early in the morning or late at night, as you don't want to be stranded after having missed the last bus. I recommend that you approach the local tourism office for help when planning any aspect of your skiing trip to St Lary Soulan, be it the traveling, logistics to get to St Lary Soulan, or booking accommodation, or even questions about buying your ski pass or sorting out your ski hire. They had been extremely helpful, and they do speak English as well. I hope I have inspired you to consider coming to the Pyrenees for your next ski trip. St Lary Soulan has been incredible, incroyable. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next vlog episode. Merci beaucoup et à très bientôt.